Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nasalli ala rasulihil kareem. So now we're moving on to linguistic deduction. So in unit 2, we're going to have two parts. Part 1 is going to be linguistic deduction, and part 2 is going to be non-linguistic deduction. So the first thing we want to look at is word clarity. So let's have a look at this. When we have istidlal, we're going to have istidlal lafzi, and we're going to have istidlal ghayr lafzi. And what's another name for istidlal ghayr lafzi that we said in the other in the previous lesson? We're going to call it istidlal lafzi or istidlal ma'nawi. We use the concepts, the ideas to deduce rulings. Now, what we have to do in the words is we're going to analyze the whole text from two aspects. Like in nahwa, well, in sarf, what do you do in Arabic grammar? We study sarf. What's sarf about? Sentences or individual words? What's sarf about? Individual words, isn't it? Fa'il madhi, fa'il mudari, ma'loom, majhool. So think of it, and nahwa, what do? We look at the whole sentence, don't we? Yes? So similarly, what we can do in Usool Fiqh is we will discuss the word individually, and we also discuss the sentence as a whole. So we analyze the word individually, and we analyze the text as a whole. When we analyze the word individually, we want to understand and look at two aspects. Again, it's not how all the other books are structured, but I'm trying to make a simple baby introductory book so you get a footing in this science. We're going to analyze the meaning of the word. What does the word mean, and how clear is that meaning? So ma'na means meaning, really. Ma'na means meaning. But we're going to translate it here as what? Clarity. Yes, we're going to translate it as what? Word clarity. So how clear is the word? You following? And the second aspect is the usage. Yes? So for example, let me give an example. Let's say, for example, we have the word pen. Yes? I don't know, yeah, but let's say I have the word powder. Now, do we know what the word powder means? Yeah? Yeah? We got powder. We know what it means. So it's a clear word. I don't know. And I don't know this kind of stuff. But let's say on the streets, like some kind of drugs, like cocaine or something, they call it powder, for example. Now, powder is meant for something like a health product, isn't it? So we know powder refers to what? Like zarrat, small little particles that come together. But is it used in terms of a literal meaning or non-literal meaning? You get what I'm trying to say? We know the word wicked. Yes? We know that wicked has a meaning. But sometimes it's used metaphorically. So we know the meaning, but how is it being used? Literally or non-literally? You understand? So we're analyzing these words. If you know what the words mean and how they're being used, we can then apply it and say, well, we know what Allah is saying in this verse, so we can apply the ruling. So if I said to you, get me a red pen, okay, get me a red pen. So now you know what pen means, you know what red means. So therefore, you can apply this ruling and say, well, teacher wants a red pen, so therefore we get a pen which is red, and we've done our job. We've fulfilled the responsibility. Or in exams, if you say an exam, fill in the table below. So we know what fill in means, we know fill in means, what fill in means, we know what table means, and we know what below means. So therefore, we know what these words mean. So therefore, we can carry out the ruling, fulfill the teacher's commands, and get our marks in the exam. Do you understand? So we have to know what the words mean, know what the instructions are. So similarly, we need to know what the words mean, and we also need to know the word usage, and that will come out a bit later on. So right now, for now, we're going to focus on this, clarity of the word. So far, so good. So we're going to istidlal from the word. This is part 1 of the istidlal. And then we're going to analyze a single word or the words collectively, like nahwa, like sarf and nahu, one word or entire sentence. So we're going to analyze one word and analyze the entire sentence. When we look at the words, first thing we need to know is this word wadih? What is this word? What does wadih means? Clear. Is this word wadih? Wadih means clear. Do we know what it means? Or is it ghayr wadih? Unclear. First thing you have to look at. Clear words have certain rulings, unclear words have certain rulings. If we know what the word means, we'll have a certain way we'll approach that. If we don't know what it means totally, we have a certain way we approach that. You understand? So this is how we will start analyzing the individual words of a Quranic verse, of a hadith as well, I guess, but mainly Quranic verses, so we can analyze what it means and how we get to a deduction from there. So, in terms of clarity, a word can be categorized into one of two categories. We can call it wadih. The addressee, the person you're speaking to, he or she knows what is being said and there's no ambiguity. And ghayr wadih is opposite. His meaning is unknown to the addressee, totally or partially. There's some kind of ambiguity in this word. So it's meaning unknown. It's unknown to the addressee, or instead of unknown because what we say ambiguous, it's not 100% known. Is that clear? Yes? Okay. Subhanallah wa bihamdi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.